Warning: the following video may contain harsh language, crude humor, and may offend unintentionally, and is an affiliate of Scythering Productions. The opinions and comments expressed do not reflect those of the Scythering team. All credit and criticism shall be warranted to TWS Productions. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to That Wrestling Show. It's a brand new episode with brand new stories, and I got, some decent stories this week, but a lot of them tend to revolve around one person, but we'll get to that in just a second. First bit of news this week, it appears that Mick Foley, during an interview, had said that he's actually looking to perhaps return to WWE for perhaps the 8th time. Well, yeah, because he's gone to TNA and left and gone and left and gone and yeah, Foley, I think you've learned your lesson. It might be time to come back to the WWE. Unfortunately, there's really nothing for you to do in WWE except plug a book, so yeah, whatever. Ironically enough, speaking of people that just won't seem to go away, apparently Maurice had a stalker that refused to go away. She had a stalker that was sending her letters, that was constantly around, sending her gifts that valued up into about $200,000 something. The last letter that Maurice was given, believe it or not, actually said that he was going to take her to heaven with him. She decided to file a restraining order against this 61-year-old male who at this time has got no word, and we have no clue whether he's sane or if the guy is just absolutely gone fucking nuts. So Maurice has a stalker and has been getting accentuating gifts and getting letters, and it's from a 61-year-old. That's dedication. I mean, that's just pure dedication. And they say wrestling fans don't have it anymore. When you stalk divas and send them $20,000, $200,000 gifts, that's dedication or lack of a life. Yes, I'd like to place an order of flowers. Yes, I want to make sure if they got through. They went to Neidhart. N-A-T-A. Why are you recording this? Hey, this is private. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Castagnoli and Chris Hero are said to be right now in by WWE. Rumors are floating that they have something to do with the current CM Punk storyline. So Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero are said to have gone to WWE. It's about 99% official. We don't know if they're going to go in developmental or if they're going to just go straight to the top of WWE. But not a lot of people pass through developmental. I don't think anyone's really breezed through developmental in recent memory. But other than that, this could be interesting. But are we going to have an ROH versus WWE faction? Well, we know how that's going to go, so hopefully they don't go that route. Now, speaking of CM Punk, CM Punk states in an open interview that the day of Money in the Bank is actually when he decided to stay with WWE. He, in not so many words, he said he was not necessarily looking for more money for WWE, he was just rather burnt out and wanted a little bit of a break. The reason why he returned so soon was because SummerSlam is right around the corner and it's the perfect time to capitalize on everything. He also says that he's actually very glad that WWE spent lots of money on the license to Cult of Personality because he feels that he is actually worth it. And to further stress, CM Punk appears to have Vince McMahon's ear when it comes to ideas. So apparently CM Punk is kind of taking a Shawn Michaels type of role. Not necessarily saying he's going to start super kicking everyone and start doing DX, but it's kind of weird that CM Punk kind of does what he wants and says what he wants, and now Vince McMahon kind of has his attention. Well, needless to say, at least that means we'll have better wrestling. And speaking of better wrestling, the original plan was actually to have Triple H beat up Punk. Del Rio would cash in and have Cena and Del Rio at SummerSlam. Triple H and CM Punk would end up fighting at SummerSlam, and that would be the program that they were going to go. CM Punk said no, and obviously they went a different route. And honestly, I think that's the best thing to do. Making Triple H a heel and just going against everybody as a general manager. We've seen it before. It's overplayed. And it would just completely cut off the balls of CM Punk, and all the momentum would be completely gone. They completely decided against it, mainly for the fact that his momentum is still growing, and once you kill that momentum, no one's going to care. And in hindsight, come on, people are actually kind of enjoying the fact that someone new for a change is world champion and actually getting behind someone for a change. And speaking of which, change, CM Punk's t-shirt, the white one with Best in the World, is now on sale at WWEshop.com. No, it's not an advertisement. No, I'm not being paid oodles and oodles and oodles of money to say that. It just happened to be on the news report, and it's being re-released. Get it now. Pre-orders are all set, and hopefully everyone will get them before SummerSlam, and I think that's the point they're trying to drive. Oh, and this just in. The bitch fight of the year. The Rock vs. Cena continues, while Rock dominates Twitter and Cena dominates Facebook. The Rock says that he's going to see John Cena at Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden, where John Cena actually welcomes him to the show and says it'll actually be nice to actually see him show up for a change. If we were to add a female into the mix, I swear we've seen this story before. It's got kind of a little ring to it, doesn't it? And the last story that we have this week, a status update on John Morrison, who did show up on Monday Night Raw. He states that while having neck surgery to actually repair some herniated discs in his neck, unfortunately he did have a little bit of nerve damage. And nerves are not necessarily like muscles that you could work out. Fortunately, you just have to let them work on their own. He is in fact trying to motivate his body and work out his body in different ways without overexhausting himself, and hopes to be back in the ring very, very soon. So John Morrison is slightly getting better. While he does say he has a little bit of nerve damage, it was nice to see him on Monday Night Raw. You can kind of tell that he's a little bit stiff, but needless to say, it's nice to know that there's no real permanent damage, especially from nerve and neck injuries. And that's going to do it for the show on this week's episode of That Wrestling Show. I thank everyone for tuning in. All the new subscribers that have tuned in, awesome stuff. We absolutely love all the submissions and all the emails we've been getting. It's just absolutely fantastic. And also, you can go to the website at thatwrestlingshow.webs.com. Every Monday, we're going to try, every Monday on thatwrestlingshow.webs.com for Monday Night Raw, the live feed, I have to say, the live feed of Monday Night Raw. We're going to try to have a live chat room every single Monday. We're going to try to do a live chat room for all of the pay-per-views as well, with the exception of perhaps SummerSlam and WrestleMania and instances like that. We're going to try to have a chat room. We would love to see you guys there. You can also see our affiliates at cypherpodcast.com. They have a whole brand new website. I'm there, and everyone of the Cypher team is there. Go to all the affiliates, sign the guest book, check things out, subscribe, spread the word. We love showing up for you. And there's a brand new show that's kind of starting getting into the works, The Wrestler Review. It's going to be a podcast version, not necessarily a video version, but The Wrestler Review is coming back. Episode 1's pilot is on YouTube as we speak. Check it out. The podcast version is going to be on, I believe, Scyther Podcasts. I'll have to talk to James about that. But other than that, I am DM from That Wrestling Show saying until next time, I'll see you then. Yes, that's flowers, the lingerie, that little frilly thing at the very end as well, the diamond ring, the slippers, and those little cherries with the chocolate the chocolate chip cherries. Oh yeah. And the bath salts too. I want to make sure that all made it. I thought I told you to get the fuck out of here!